What's up, everyone? This is Nate, and I'm back with another Out of the Theater review, my second for the weekend. Today, I went to an early afternoon movie, because I'm off on Fridays. So I went to an early afternoon movie. So I saw a double feature. I saw Back to Black, the Amy Winehouse movie. I'm not going to review that, but I didn't like it. And then I saw the movie I am going to be telling you guys about today, which is The Strangers Chapter 1. Now, before I get into this review, if you would, please consider subscribing to the channel if you're not already, and hit the bell icon. That way you get notified every time new videos drop. Also, give me a thumbs up down below. Helps the video. And also, if you could leave me a comment. Do you like The Strangers? Did you see this one? Are you looking forward to it? Did you hate it? Did you love it? I want to know your thoughts on it. Okay, I will start this off by giving a brief overview of my experience with these Strangers films. I absolutely love the original. I think it is a really good horror thriller. Feels very 70s. Feels like a 70s movie. The aesthetics, just the way it's shot. I think it's fantastic. Watching it now, I still think it's very good. Not quite as scary as when I first saw it, but I think it's very effective. The Strangers Prey at Night is essentially a 80s style horror movie. Feels very much like an 80s slasher, unlike, so that was neat. However, I don't like that film. I think it was there's some parts that are so over the top. Like, I remember seeing that at the theater with my friends, and we laughed quite a bit, like unironically. And so I'm not a huge fan of Strangers Prey at Night. So going into this one, I was like, okay, this looks more like the original. At first, I thought it was going to be a prequel. It's not a prequel. Chapter 1 means it's literally going to be, like, I think they said like a trilogy that's coming out all this year or something like that. The trailer makes it look like it's the beginning, how they started, but you don't really get much backstory. They're still just the strangers, and, you don't know anything about them. So nothing's really different there. This is a reboot of the series, and I don't know quite how I feel about it. I just know I didn't really like this movie. I think this doesn't work as a franchise. It does not work, and I'm going to tell you why. The strangers themselves, okay, they cool design. They wear masks. You know nothing about them. You don't know their names. They have no backstory. They're just random people who kill people. That worked in the first movie. As a one-off movie, I think it works. You get this movie, these people are there, they start getting tormented, the people leave, it's kind of shocking, it's kind of like, ooh, that's like unsettling. Once you do it multiple times, and you still don't know anything about these killers, it's uninteresting to me, like, I just can't, you take a character like Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees, they don't talk, right? They don't talk, but they have a backstory. They have things about them. There are characterizations. They kill people. And these movies, like, they have low body counts, the Strangers movies, especially this one, and the first one, really, low body counts. So it's not like you're going to get super excited about the kills, because there's not many kills. And on top of that, the kills that do exist they're just, okay, I don't do spoilers. Minor spoiler here. It's like stabbings. That's it. So it's like, okay, someone's gonna get stabbed, and then that's it. So low body count kills. You know nothing about these killers. Again, as a one-off movie, works. This is like the third time I've seen a movie with The Strangers in the title, and it's the same exact thing. Like, I feel like I'm watching the same movie over and over and over again. And for me, it doesn't work. And again, while the first movie had a 70s aesthetic and the second one was more like 80s aesthetic, this is just like modern, regular, but this is like a very basic horror movie, honestly. It has a couple of jump scares. It doesn't have the same tension that the first one had, or even the second one had a couple of good scenes that I did like, even if I didn't like the movie as a whole. Here, it just feels like we're doing the same crap again with two different characters. And they're not super interesting. Like, they're just a young couple on a road trip staying at an Airbnb, and the strangers show up. So, I don't know. On top of that, one thing I will say about the plot that I did not like is before they get to the house, they're in this little town, and the town, it's one of those horror movies where, like, the town is kind of creepy. So think of like Cabin in the Woods, or the movie that popped into my head too was like House of Wax. Like, there's like the gas station people, like, everyone's a little creepy. And it just makes me think like some of them are probably the strangers, but I don't know. And I didn't like that. Even if you're going to do random, go full random instead of making me think it's probably one of these guys, but then never paying it off. So I don't know, pretty frustrating. Where I will say, although this movie feels the same, I think there's potential for the sequel. And even though I did not really love this movie, I would be interested in the part 2 to see where they go because of the ending of this. Because it's a trilogy, it literally ends with a to be continued sign. So just so you know, going in, when the movie ends, it will say to be continued. I'm interested in that. Now, if that second one doesn't do it for me, I'm out. While I didn't love this, I am interested in what they do in the sequel, and then that will be my limit. Also, Rennie Harlin, weird choice to direct this. I mean, I love Deep Blue Sea, Kiss Goodnight. I love some of his movies from like the 90s. Now, I don't know. I'm going to give this a 4 out of 10. I really didn't enjoy it that much. Not scary, no good kills. 4 out of 10 for me. Seen it before. I feel like I've seen this 10 times. All right, I will be back next week with another Out of the Theater review for Furiosa. So keep an eye out for that, and until then, take it easy.